I spent 730 days on making a mobile game called Tiny Dungeon without any prior knowledge. That's the reason it took so long. In 2016, my friends and I started teaching ourselves programming, and we ended up creating those weird console games, like this racing game I created, where your car is a freaking $sign. Let's go! Believe me, after some time, you don't want your character to be a ladder all the time. So I was looking for a solution to add graphics to my astonishing games, and as it turned out, it's not that easy. So to draw graphics you need something called OpenGL, which basically allows you to talk to your graphics card and tell her what to draw. But for that you need math and brain, and as it turned out, after a month I managed to create 3-dimensional cubes with those totally not weird smiles on them. The only problem was it was complex and laborious, so I gave up. Until I found out that people already ran through that hustle and created so-called game engines. There are a lot of game engines, and I decided to use Unity because it looked cool. As always, I watched some tutorials to teach myself the basics, and I ended up going through a course by Games plus James, where I created a simple roguelike game. I loved the graphics, the game concept, it was just fun playing it. So I decided to keep working on it for 730 more days. Jesus. Here's how the game works in a nutshell. You're this guy. You can walk, you can aim and shoot dangerous enemies, fight dangerous enemies.
Why are you running?
After all dangerous enemies in a room are defeated, enter a new room, fight more dangerous enemies, find teleporter, enter a new stage, fight even more. Whoa, hold on, if you're watching this video right now, maybe consider liking and subscribing, because, you know, I'm just saying. Alright, so that was the state of the game after I finished the course. The first thing I added myself was a world selection, because there were sprites left. So I ended up with this professional looking world selection. I also zoomed out a bit and changed the weapon position. But I started to realize that nobody, including me, would play this game on PC, so it had to be a mobile game. Problem was that the game didn't look like a mobile game at all. I mean, when you start a game, you're looking at this menu, and after hitting this button, you end up in this, let's just say, lobby with the known world selection. Oh, and there were no mobile controls. So I added mobile controls, which later looked a lot better, and came up with a UI concept. Also looked a lot better afterwards. And suddenly it started to feel like a mobile game. You had those menus, those swipe thingies. I also locked some character, which can be unlocked by gold, all by defeating a quintillion skeletons. When you entered a dungeon, there was no real goal. You could go endless deep until you get defeated. It got boring pretty fast. That's why I came up with the following concept. The deeper you go, the more difficult it gets. Every 5 stages, enemies will become stronger with more health and more attacks. Stronger enemies will drop more gold, and gold can be spent on weapon upgrades, new weapons, more health, or new heroes. At stage 20 you fight against the big boss, and if you manage to defeat him, you will unlock the next world. Oh, and after the big boss you can go endless deep. The only problem was, when you got defeated at stage 20, you had to start all over again at stage 1, and you probably end up breaking your phone. So to encounter for that, I added checkpoints every 5 stages. And voila, we successfully created a mobile game. Well, more or less. The major problem was enemies were kinda dumb. All they tried to do was walking towards the player, no matter if there's a wall between them. So I gave them the ability to recognize walls. Every time the player was behind a wall, they now simply stopped moving. This behavior was okay in the beginning, but turned out to be kinda boring. All the time you quickly moved behind a wall, the enemies were hella confused. To solve that, I ended up implementing a variation of the A-star algorithm, which always finds the shortest path to a specific point, including blocking objects like walls. After endless hours of fixing bugs, it worked like a charm. When you now get too close to an enemy, he realizes and chases you across the entire room. Finally, it was time to upload a beta build to the app in Play Store. For Android, I purchased a developer account, cost me $25, and simply uploaded a so-called Android app bundle. And for iOS I did the same, purchased a developer account for $100 a year, and then started to realize that you actually need a Mac operating system to upload a game to the App Store. So I bought a brand new MacBook for $1,800, which led to my bank account balance being at $60. I deployed the app to my phone, and it all seemed to be working, until a friend of mine played the app on his old Android phone. Maybe there were some performance issues. Thing is, when you develop a mobile game on a desktop PC, you might not realize performance issues. So read through some articles, tweaked some things here and there, like loading the menu asynchronously inside a loading screen, or activating only necessary parts of the room, and voila! No lags. In the end, I also spent more money to get a logo, music for the game, better art for the controls. I needed to write a website, so I spent more money on hosting, a domain, privacy policy, etc. After all that, I was down $2,220, so I started to think about how to earn some goddamn Benchies. Yeah, I'll probably played at least one mobile game which basically was 80% ads, 20% game. While this technique seems to be working, it's annoying. And after spending nearly 2 years on the game, I actually want people to have fun playing it. The result? There won't be any ads, at least not annoying ads out of nowhere. I decided to use so-called rewarding ads, which in a nutshell give you the opportunity to watch an ad in exchange for a reward. So I added the possibility to watch an ad for 10,000 coins, to revive yourself, and to double the collected coins after you got defeated, which can be pretty OP if you had a good run, just saying. I've also done what every other mobile game does, trading coins in exchange for money. I made some characters purchasable, characters don't give any in-game advantage, they're just cosmetics, and added a coin magnet which, well, collects the coins for you, and that's it. If you want a dedicated video about how much my mobile game made after, let's say, a month or so, let me know in the comments. A lot has changed since day one, and here I am 2 years later with a game nobody knows about, since I haven't done any marketing at all. So yeah, how about you did first link in the description and pre-order the game, cause you'll get an exclusive limited ultra rare skin if you pre-order and play the game within the first week. Also, if you watched the video till now, I assume you liked it, so maybe. And with that being said, see you nerds in 10 years when I develop GTA 6 for mobile.